Hey future York students!
I'm Sidel.
And I'm Neetha.
And welcome to the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Professional Studies Program Chat Series.
We want you to know that here in LA&PS, you will study what you love and learn what you need.
In this chat, you'll be hearing from future professors as well as current students about the program.
What it has to offer you, like internship opportunities.
And what your first year in the program may look like.
Alright, should we get started?
Yeah, let's get started.
Enjoy, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Liberal Arts and Professional Studies Program Chat. Today, we're going to be talking about our program in Communication and Media Studies. Before we get started with that chat, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the land upon which York University is located. This meeting is virtual. Because of that, we are not all actually gathered on the same space. York's land acknowledgement might not represent the territory that you are currently on. And I would ask that if this is the case, that you each take the responsibility to acknowledge the traditional territory that you are on and its current treaty holders. As a member of the York University community, I recognize that many Indigenous nations have long-standing relationships with the territories upon which York University campuses are located that precede the establishment of York University. York University acknowledges its presence on the traditional territory of many Indigenous nations. The area known as Takaranto has been taken care of by the Anishinaabe Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Huron-Wendat, and the Métis. It is now home to many Indigenous nations. We acknowledge the current treaty holders, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. This territory is subject of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement to peacefully share and care for the Great Lakes region. Now I'd like to introduce a very special guest of ours, Professor Langlois, who is visiting us from the Communications and Media Studies Department. Professor Langlois, good morning.
Hello, welcome everybody, wherever you are. I'm so glad to be part of this webinar, and I am the chair of the Communication and Media Studies Department. With me, I have undergraduate program director, Professor Rob Heinen, along with a few faculty members from the Department of Communication and Media Studies. So it's really great we're really happy to be able to be doing this webinar. Obviously, in kind of normal times, we would be meeting face-to-face, but we really are excited about meeting you soon when you come to the department. So a brief overview of what the Department of Communication and Media Studies can offer to you as students. One thing is that if you are interested in any kind of media, you will find your home here. Our department offers breadth of knowledge. So we have many different courses that can fit with your different interests. So if you're interested in media industries, in the movie industries, we have courses around that. If you're interested in the impact of social media on disinformation and misinformation, we also have courses on that. We offer courses around digital media platforms, all kinds of different media formats. So if you're interested in representation in film, in video games, in TV shows, that's also the right course for you. And as Professor Heinen will say, the kind of careers, you can have access to a wide range of careers through our Communication and Media Studies program. And I will pass it along to Rob to talk a bit more about the program itself.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this webinar. It's really great to virtually meet you at any rate. And as Professor Langlois said, I'm the undergraduate program director in Communication and Media Studies. And there's a lot of reasons to come to the program at York, and you'll hear a lot about them as we talk about it today. So we have sort of courses, as Professor Langlois said, in a few areas: media, culture and society, technology and society, politics and policy. But it's really a great place to do courses at York because as with any degree, you take less than half of your credits in the program. So York gives you a really huge variety of programs, courses, fields that you can draw on. So you'll get a chance really when you're taking a degree here to build your own degree and to take courses in the things that you're really interested in. We have a lot of other opportunities to take parts of your degree abroad, and I'll talk about that a little bit later as well as part of our exchange programs. Other colleagues are going to share some of their approaches, and you'll hear that they do things like a placement course to gain practical experience and various skills building things in our courses. And we have a wide range of sizes, of course, but one of the things that we do really well, I think, at York and in communication and media studies is most of our courses offer small group settings. So in the first and second year, there might be big lecture courses, but you have tutorials as well that are capped at 25 students. And our third year courses, most of them are 35, and all of our fourth year courses are 25 students. So you really get to work with your profs and TAs and so on in a small group setting. So you get to meet people and really engage with the material well yourself. And I think you'll meet some of our faculty. They might be too modest to say it themselves, so I'll say it, but we're home to a lot of leading faculty whose research and teaching places them very much at the forefront of their fields. So you get a lot of support for future careers. And you'll see as we go through the slides later on, you'll see some comments from alumni, but our alumni go on to work in all sorts of fields, a lot of media fields and marketing and public relations, working for NGOs or nonprofit organizations, community organizations. And so the program really prepares you well for those kind of careers and for a really huge diversity of careers, because media and communication is part of all sorts of jobs and areas that we look at. So I'll turn it back to Professor Langlois to talk a bit more about the degree.
Thank you, Rob. So overall, what is your degree and what can you expect from communication and media studies? You will get typically students do a 4-year, 120 credit honors bachelor's in arts, but you can also explore double major options where you combine communication and media studies with another program, let's say, for instance, political science or marketing or humanities. You also can explore major and minor options where you can combine communication studies with another program. And so instead of a double major, you would do a minor, let's say, again, for instance, in marketing. But there's also a lot of international experiences that you can get. And in particular, I'd like to highlight the IBA, the International BA, that includes study abroad. And all the students we've had who participated in the IBA have been really happy about the experience they gain and the kind of international experience and understanding that they gain from it. And I'll pass it along back to Professor Heinen to talk about those global learning opportunities.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Langlois. So this is one of the things that actually communication and media studies is really known for and does a lot of work in. So we have, over many years, we've had the highest participation rates in the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Professional Studies in various kinds of global learning opportunities. So the IBA is a great one. Like, it really, if you have an IBA, it really sets you apart in a lot of ways. It's not for everybody, but it's a really interesting option if you sort of have career dreams in the future of doing things that involve international travel and dimensions and so on. And so with an IBA, you would do language credits. So you would learn a language as part of your degree. You would take internationally oriented courses, and it's a requirement that you study abroad for 1 semester at least. So there's more than 120 universities that York is affiliated with that you can go and study abroad at. And so it's a great degree in that sense, but it's also a possibility to do those things without doing the IBA. So if you're interested in studying abroad and in learning a new culture, finding out more about the world, you can go on an exchange and take courses elsewhere. And those are credits that would count towards your York degree. So we have a lot of experience with this. Obviously, the last couple of years, people haven't really had a chance to do that, but hopefully now that things are opening up again, that would be something that you could think about. And York even has a campus in Costa Rica where you could apply to do an exchange and take a course there. So there's lots of opportunities for that, and something that we're really excited about as a program. And we've really put a lot of work into giving our students those kinds of opportunities. And I'll turn it back to Professor Langlois for more on student supports.
Thank you, Rob. The other aspect of your experience at York is around student life and support. And we have a Communication and Media Studies Student Association that is very active. They organize all kinds of events so that students can meet each other, so that you can, if you're in first year, you can meet fourth year students, for instance, and get to know more about the program from them. But also there's a lot of networking with professionals and with alumni. So the CSSA is a really important association and really important for your degree. They also are recruiting for members every year. If you want to join them, that's also a great experience in kind of doing actual practical communication and media practices. As well, we have you as a communication and media studies major, you'll be affiliated with Founders College. And what that gives you is it gives you access to a range of other support and especially peer supports. And so one of the things that I want to highlight, for instance, is the Peer Academic Leaders Program, where students, can volunteer to become, to support other students, right? And we have had a few of our students who have done that, and they've been really enjoying the experience of supporting other students, and other students are benefiting from the help that they're getting. So we really want to make sure that as you come into the program, you really feel supported, that you have all kinds of peer support networks, but also as well as other kinds of support from, let's say, the Writing Center, for instance, as well as teaching assistant support, and so on and so forth. So really want to make sure that you feel that if you feel, and communication and media studies is a rigorous academic program, and so we want to make sure that you get all the help that you can in order to succeed and do well in the program. And last but not least, it hasn't happened for the past few years, but it will be back because we are actively preparing a return back to campus. There is an annual networking gala, the CSSA annual networking gala, which is also a very important event, a chance to celebrate for you, but also to really meet alumni and other professionals in the fields and to make connections that way. And now I'm going to pass it to Professor Heinen to talk a little bit about the course offerings.
Yeah, thanks. So we've covered a little bit of this already, but I think when you think about our degree, it's divided into three sort of thematic areas. And so these aren't degree choices that you have to make. They're a way of organizing our courses. So media, culture, and society is one thematic area. And that really looks at especially culture, that question of culture, how media shapes our culture, how that's integrated into our social lives. There's critical technology studies that takes technology as a kind of starting point. And then there's politics and policy that looks at sort of media governance and all sorts of issues related to media politics, economics, and so on. And these are sort of the three areas. So in terms of what your degree looks like in your first year, you'll take first year courses that kind of introduce you to media and communication studies. Your second year, you would take courses in each of these three areas, as well as in methods and theory. And so this is how the degree is organized in that sense. And so when we go through the next little bit, you'll hear from some of the people who are teaching those courses. So I'm one of them. I teach the introductory course, and several of the other faculty who are here today will tell you about their courses in these different areas. So I'll turn it back to that, and you get to meet us now.
So let me introduce you to some of the faculty members here that are here with us. We have Professor Anne McLennan, Professor Andrew Monti, Professor Casey Messia, and Professor Natalie Coulter. And I'll pass it to Professor McLennan first to talk about her courses and her experience teaching at York.
Okay, thank you, Ganelle. I have been teaching in the department for a while, and I've taught at every level. Next year, I'm going to be teaching a brand new first year course, and it is called Death, Destruction, and Disease in the Media. And we're going to be looking at how points of conflict, war, and disease, like pandemic, are being portrayed and how we view them through film, through television, through obviously social media and news. One of my favorite courses I will be teaching as well next year, Introduction to Research Methods in Communication and Media Studies. And I'm also teaching in our graduate program next year. However, my own research is connected to television, social media, radio, and it connects through audience, community, identity, programming, and then at another level through gender, class, and race. So there's a lot of different points of entry for you to look at your own work and what you want to study in the program. There's all kinds of different courses that you let you explore new ideas and try things on for size. In methods in particular, you get to try on new things, try new methods, and learn how to move forward with your research. Thanks, Professor Langlois.
Thank you. And I will pass it along to Professor Monti to talk about his experience.
Hi there, I'm Andy, and I'm here to tell you about a very special course we have in the Communication and Media Studies program, the Field Experience Placement course. Why is it special? Well, it's a year-long course where students like you get real work experience by doing a placement in one of 50 partner organizations. These partner organizations are in both the public and private sectors, profit and nonprofit, and represent a wide variety of industries. You can get work experience in advertising, marketing, and PR, work experience in healthcare, the arts, and radio, work experience in startups, in real estate, HR services, and local businesses, even work experience in a political office. Why is there such a variety? Because all these organizations and sectors need communication and media to do what they do. And that's where you come in to help them with their communication and media work. At the end of the course, the organization gives you a reference letter that you can use in future job applications, and you can plug in that extra hit on your resume, not to mention the experience itself, which will widen the horizon of what you think is possible and help you discover more about yourself and what you want to do in the future. In the Communication and Media Studies program, we help you every step along the way. We help you find the placement you prefer based on your genuine interests. We help you optimize your resume and your cover letters. We help you practice your interview skills, and we help you build your self-confidence so you can go out there and get it done. And you don't have to take our word for it. You can ask previous students. It's a great program, and I hope you will join us. Thank you. Canel, back to you.
Thank you, Professor Monti. That was so exciting. And Professor Messia, can we hear from you and what you're doing in your courses?
Yeah, thank you, Professor Langlois. Hi, I'm Casey Messia, and I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Communication and Media Studies. I'm also an interdisciplinary artist doing mostly work in music and film. Let me start off by saying I hope I get to meet you one day, and I hope you come and join us in our program. So my research is mainly focused on sonic mediations of diasporic experience, in particular mediations imagined in popular culture. Right now, I'm teaching a first-year course called Youth, Media, and Culture, and 2 courses at the 4th-year level centered on diasporic experience and diasporic media production. In my first-year course, we begin by learning conceptual framings of youth and youth cultures, and then we deep dive into media representations made for and by youth to read them for their socio-political implications. So for example, in this class, we examine Indigenous TikTok, we read graphic novels, we create memes. And in my 4th-year courses, we use critical theory to understand how migration impacts our relationships to land, colonial history, memory, and media production. These courses on diasporic media actively focus on media representations made by racialized and marginalized people. Alongside reading important theoretical texts in all of my classes, we always listen to music, we watch films, we record audio stories, and in one special assignment, my students are asked to make a digital cookbook. So I integrate different sensorial mediums into my teaching in order to invite students to experience multiple ways of learning and sensing course material. I'm so proud to be a part of a communication program that finds strength in a blend of theory, method, and practice. And I hope that you join us one day. And I'll pass it back to Professor Langlois.
Thank you, Professor Messia, and I can actually attest that Professor Messia sings beautifully, and it's a joy to be in one of her lectures. And last but not least, I'll pass it to Professor Natalie Coulter.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much. My name is Natalie Coulter, and I teach in this department. I've been teaching here for about 8 years, and I absolutely love it. The students are a wonderful joy. And I hope you become one of them as well. So I teach the third year courses, 2 of them on critical advertising studies. One's called Advertising, Media, and the Development of Consumer Culture, and the other called Advertising, Culture, and Society. And the goal of the courses is to have students think critically about media studies approaches to advertising and consumer culture, and how advertising really plays a central role in our lives. We think about everything from how race or gender is sort of shaped through advertising narratives, our relationship to consumer goods, and how the media itself is organized around advertising and marketing. At the core, we think about developments of consumer culture, and we really are thinking critically about its impact on the current ecological crisis. Really understanding how consumer culture has played a role in this will help us solve our problems in the future. I try to make the class really fun and engaging, and I also make them accessible. There's plenty of opportunities to be creative in the class. We do all sorts of assignments like digital essays where students can do little videos or podcasts or write creative pieces that are essay-like. I have them design their own subvertisement, which is sort of an anti-commercial. Students really like that one. And one assignment, I have them interview an elder for their life story in terms of thinking about how their experiences with consumer culture have changed. And that's always been really amazing because at York, we have such a global focused student body that the perspectives come from all over the world. So it's so exciting. So we cover topics such as the long-lasting impacts of changes in children's media and how they've led to transmedia IPs of today, such as Star Wars and Disney, which I'm sure you're really familiar with, and how this has had an impact on children's culture as a whole. We think about digital capitalism, social media, and influencer culture today. And also in my class right now, we're asking questions about how companies like Shell use greenwashing to expand the oil and gas sector. So really thinking about sort of these PR tactics. So while we're doing all this too, I really spend a lot of time emphasizing with students that in making these kind of arguments, they're also crafting the skills of writing, constructing arguments, and being able to articulate complex concepts, which are really important as you move forward and move on into your careers. Thank you very much. I hope to see you. It's a wonderful place to be in our department.
It was great too, and I always love to hear from the faculty member in our department because they are doing such amazing work and they are such amazing instructors. I hope you found this webinar informative, and as parting words and as we start to say our goodbye, but hopefully see you soon, my recommendation to you is to please reach out to us, to the faculty in the Department of Communication and Media Studies. Sometimes it feels like, professors are these important people and all that sort of things, but really we want you to succeed, and we love to hear from students. And we love to hear from students as they're going through the courses. We want to hear if you are having troubles or if you are struggling, because we really want to help you to succeed. And we love to hear from you throughout the years and after when you graduate. And I'll pass it along to Anne McLennan to say her goodbyes as well.
Hi, everyone. I look forward to meeting you in the fall. I want to reiterate, you should reach out to your professors. No question is too small or something that no one's asked before. Office hours are for dropping in, having a visit, trying to figure out your best way through your courses so that you can have great success and happiness the whole time you're here. Bye.
And Andrew, Professor Monti, would you like to say a few words of advice?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity. I just want to underline what has been mentioned. We are really here to support your success. And if there's just one thing I can say is believe in yourself, join our program, because then we believe in you and we'll help you along the way. So I hope to see you in the program. Thanks.
And Professor Coulter, do you want to say a few words?
Yes, thanks very much. I look forward to hopefully seeing you soon. And my piece of advice to everybody would be to, it sounds simple, but make friends. Make friends in your tutorial groups, join clubs, join groups. This is where university becomes that really wonderful experience. And it's your cohort of colleagues and peers that really take you through university. It was wonderful to talk to you today. Thanks for listening. Bye.
And Professor Messia.
Hi, everyone. Let me just repeat myself in saying that I would really like to meet you one day, and I hope that you join our department. Some advice I have to give to you, don't be afraid to talk to us. And also don't be afraid to share with us what you're doing. Many of you are creators. Many of you are so creative in so many different forms, and we want to know what you're making. We want to know what you're thinking, and we want to know what inspires you. So please do feel like you can share freely with us. Thanks.
And we'll give the parting words to Professor Heinen.
Hi, everybody. Yes, you'll have the less inspirational words from me. I think those are all wonderful things to keep in mind as you become a communication and media studies student. As the undergraduate program director, I'm the person who, if you're interested, if you have questions about the program, logistical questions about courses, questions about your options, everything else, I'm happy to talk with you. I put my email in the chat, so comupd@yorku.ca, so you can reach out to me directly, or if you want to schedule a meeting with me, I'm happy to do that as well. And you can email the lapscom@yorku.ca email, and they'll set up a meeting, and we can sit down and talk about any of the questions and concerns you have as you're thinking about applying to the program. And I'm happy to talk with you. And I'll be teaching Communication Studies 1000 next year, so I'd see you then as well. So I look forward to it, and good luck with your decisions, and good luck next year when you start your university career.
And that's it for us. Thank you for listening to us. We hope to see you soon. Bye.
Hope you enjoyed the program chat, everyone.
If you have any questions about our LA&PS programs, be sure to visit our website to learn more.
And make sure to stay in touch with us for a chance to win a $100 gift card at the York Bookstore. The link to our website is in the description box below.
You can also send your questions to us, the LA&PS student recruitment team.
We'd love to hear from you, so send us an email at goyork@yorku.ca.
And we look forward to seeing you all on campus next year.
Bye.
Bye.